Listen closely. There's a thunderous revelation waiting to detonate inside your consciousness. A truth so profound it will shatter the fragile walls of your self-imposed prison. You are carrying a weight that doesn't exist. An invisible burden of imaginary judgment. A phantom audience that watches your every move. But here's the raw, unfiltered truth that will set you free. Nobody's thinking about you. Not in the way you believe. Not in the way that has paralyzed you. Imagine for a moment the crushing weight you've been carrying. The endless mental gymnastics of anticipating criticism. The exhausting performance you've been staging for an audience that doesn't exist. Every decision filtered through the lens of potential judgment. Every dream suffocated before it could take its first breath. Because you believe someone was watching. Someone was waiting to critique. Someone was preparing to tear you down. But the universe doesn't revolve around your fears. The world is not a spotlight aimed exclusively at you. People are drowning in their own oceans of insecurity, battling their own internal storms, navigating their own complex landscapes of survival and aspiration. They are too consumed by their personal narratives to spend more than a fleeting moment considering yours. Think about the last time you walked into a room, your mind racing with paranoid scenarios, analyzing every potential glance, interpreting every subtle movement as judgment. But what if I told you those glances lasted milliseconds? Those interpretations were pure fiction? You are not the center of anyone's universe. Not a single soul is dedicating precious mental energy to dissecting your every move. This realization is not a diminishment. It is liberation, a key that unlocks the most restrictive cage you've ever known. The cage of external validation, the prison of perpetual people-pleasing. The moment you internalize that nobody's truly thinking about you is the moment you become unstoppable. Your potential is not determined by external perceptions. It is forged in the crucible of your own conviction, sculpted by the relentless pursuit of your most audacious dreams. Every time you've held back, every moment you've shrunk yourself, every opportunity you've let slip away, you were responding to a phantom, an illusion of judgment more terrifying than any actual criticism. The fear of judgment is always worse than judgment itself. It is a parasitic thought that feeds on your potential, consuming your courage, digesting your ambitions, leaving behind a hollow shell of unfulfilled possibilities. But you can starve this parasite. You can reclaim the territory of your mind by understanding the fundamental truth. Nobody is watching. Nobody is waiting for you to fail. Nobody cares about your missteps more than you do. This is your moment of emancipation, your declaration of psychological independence. The instant you realize that the only opinion that matters is your own, the only judgment that counts is the one you pass on yourself. Your life is not a performance. It is a creation, a canvas waiting for your most audacious strokes. A symphony waiting for your most daring compositions. Stop auditioning for a role in someone else's narrative. Start directing the epic of your own existence. Each fear you confront, each limitation you shatter, each bold step you take, is a declaration to the universe that you are no longer bound by the imaginary chains of external perception. You are a force, uncontainable, unstoppable, unlimited. Your mission is not to be liked. Your mission is to be true, to be relentless, to be unapologetically you. And in that truth, in that raw, unfiltered authenticity, you will find a power more profound than any external validation, more transformative than any approval, more liberating than any permission. Nobody's thinking about you, so live like it, boldly, fearlessly, completely. Imagine your potential as a dormant volcano, centuries of accumulated energy, waiting for the moment of eruption. But you've been holding back, pressing down on your own power, convinced that the world is watching, monitoring, judging, waiting for you to fail. But here's the alchemical truth of existence. Your limitations are self-constructed prisons, invisible walls built from fragments of fear, mortar mixed with doubt. bricks formed from imaginary expectations. You are not a spectacle. You are not a performance. You are a living, breathing ecosystem of possibility. Every moment you spend worrying about external perceptions is a moment stolen from your own evolution. Consider the mathematics of personal transformation. It is not linear. It is exponential. Each barrier you shatter doesn't just add to your capability. It multiplies your understanding of what's possible. Your potential is not a fixed point. It is an expanding universe, a cosmos of unexplored potential, waiting to be ignited by the spark of your own conviction. Think about the energy you've been wasting, the mental resources depleted in maintaining this elaborate facade, this performance for an audience that doesn't exist. Imagine redirecting that energy, channeling it into your dreams, your aspirations, your most audacious visions. The world is not a judgment arena. It is a canvas, and you are the artist, unbound, unrestricted, unafraid. Your growth is not a spectator sport. It is a private revolution, a silent eruption happening within the deepest chambers of your being. Nobody's tracking your missteps. Nobody's counting your failures. The only scorecard that matters is the one you keep with yourself. And that scorecard, it's not about perfection. It's about progress, about relentless, unapologetic forward motion. Break free from the illusion of constant surveillance. Understand that people are too consumed by their own narratives, their own struggles, their own internal battles, to spend more than a fleeting moment considering yours. This is not a diminishment. This is liberation, a key that unlocks the most restrictive cage you've ever known. The cage of perpetual people-pleasing, of external validation, of living life as a performance. Every time you've shrunk yourself, every moment you've held back, every opportunity you've let slip away, you are responding to a phantom, an illusion more terrifying than any actual criticism. The fear of judgment is a parasitic thought, feeding on your potential, consuming your courage, digesting your most audacious dreams. But you can starve this parasite. You can reclaim the territory of your mind by understanding the fundamental truth. Your life is not a spectacle to be observed. It is a creation to be experienced, a symphony to be composed, a revolution to be lived. The moment you internalize that nobody's truly thinking about you is the moment you become unstoppable, unbreakable, unlimited. Listen, the architecture of your limitations is crumbling, brick by imaginary brick. You are standing at the precipice of your own metamorphosis, a quantum leap of consciousness, where the illusion of external judgment dissolves, and your true power emerges, naked, unfiltered, absolute. Understand this fundamental truth of existence. Your life is not a performance to be critiqued. It is a creation to be experienced, a canvas waiting for the most audacious strokes of your imagination. Every moment you've spent calculating, every breath wasted anticipating judgment, is a surrender to a phantom, an invisible oppressor more insidious than any external force. The mathematics of personal transformation is not linear. It is exponential, explosive, a quantum leap of potential. Each barrier you shatter doesn't simply add to your capability. It multiplies your understanding of what's possible, obliterates the very concept of limitation. Close your eyes. Feel the weight of imaginary expectations falling away, like obsolete armor, constraining, suffocating, no longer necessary. Your potential is not a fixed point. It is an expanding universe, a cosmos of unexplored territories, waiting to be ignited by the spark of your own radical self-acceptance. Nobody is watching. Nobody is waiting for your failure. Nobody cares about your journey more than you do. This is your declaration of psychological independence, your manifesto of unbound potential. Break the chains of perceived judgment. Shatter the mirrors of external validation. Your worth is not determined by fleeting opinions. Your value is not measured by momentary glances. Your power resides in the depth of your conviction, in the relentless fire of your internal revolution. Every time you've hesitated, every moment you've shrunk yourself, every opportunity left unexplored, was a betrayal of your most authentic self. But no more. This is your moment of emergence, of radical self-liberation, the instant you understand that the only audience that matters is the universe within you. Your growth is a private revolution, a silent eruption happening in the deepest chambers of your being. No spectators, no critics, just pure, unfiltered potential. Transformation is not a destination. It is a continuous state of becoming, a perpetual process of shedding, of rebirth, of radical self-creation. You are not defined by the opinions of others. You are defined by the audacity of your dreams, the depth of your commitment, the relentlessness of your evolution. Nobody's thinking about you, so live like it, boldly, fearlessly, completely. Rise beyond limits. Become the universe of possibility you were always meant to be.